So anybody that regularly watches this channel knows that I'm a huge fan of Denon and Marantz flagship products. When I heard about their 110th special anniversary edition products, which included their flagship receiver, integrated amplifier, and SACD player, I just had to check some of these out. So today we're going to be looking at their integrated amplifier, the PMA-A110. Hey folks, I'm Gene Delasala with Audioholics. We got a special product here. I really do have a special place in my heart when Denon puts out a flagship product because I know the care that they put into these products and the amount of engineering prowess that goes into them. This product is no exception. It was built in their factory, the Shirakawa factory in Japan. This is the same production line where their flagship AVR 5805, my beloved 10-channel monster that I loved for so many years, and including the AVP and POA separates. Those are beautifully engineered, marveled products that I just enjoyed reviewing, enjoyed listening to, and enjoyed measuring. So I wanted to check out the PMA-A110 integrated amp. It's rated at 80 watts a channel for 8 ohms and 160 watts a channel for 4 ohms. Now when you think about that on paper, you're like, that's not a lot of power, right? For something that's this big, this thing weighs like 50-something pounds, why is it only 80 watts? Well, I'm going to do a separate video with my bench test to show you what this is all about. Suffice it to say, not all power is equal. When you're looking at a cheap receiver that's maybe has a boosted power rating of 140 watts a channel and it weighs 20 or 30 pounds versus something like this, the way these kind of products can handle low impedance loads is what really tells the full story, and that's something we're going to get into in a separate video. But right now I just wanted to give you kind of an unboxing overview of this product and what makes it so special. When we started out with this, it has a symmetric power design. So Denon chose to employ 2 E-core transformers, one for each channel. It has dual heat sinks, so 1 heat sink for each row of BJTs per channel, and it has 2 12,000 microfarad 71 volt capacitors. Those are really big, audiophile, expensive capacitors. And when we pull the top off of this, which I'll do now, and I don't recommend doing this at home. I took the screws off prior, and make sure it's not plugged in if you ever do it. Just look at how thick brushed aluminum this plate is. I mean, it screams high fidelity. It just screams really audiophile. It's beautifully crafted, it's resonant free, and it has so much padding on it on this side when you put it down. It just makes such a snug fit, and it just looks beautiful. And what really turned me on about this product was, unlike the older integrated amp that I had with the Marantz, the PM11S3, which was strictly an analog integrated amplifier, this bad boy has a DAC section, a state-of-the-art DAC section. It does quad differential PCM Burr Brown 1795 DACs per channel. So that's 4 DACs per channel. They parallel them for increased current capability to lower the noise. And it has 3 toslink inputs, 1 coax input, and a USB asynchronous input. And what's cool about that USB asynchronous input is the fact that it'll handle native DSD. So all you SACD fans that want to have native DSD going to it, there's an option through your computer. If you have DSD files or you have ISO files and use a third-party app like JRiver, you can get perfect bit-for-bit reconstruction of SACD in this product, get the full dynamic range of it. You'll see this with our measurements, how quiet the noise floor is on this amplifier. And that just tells part of the story. What's really amazing about this amplifier is the fact that it's like, I call it audio jewelry. If you look at it, every little relay switches when you change inputs. The volume control just feels really nice when you turn it up and down. It's just a beautiful piece of jewelry that actually has good guts inside. And if you look at the back panel and you look at the little details like the speaker terminals, the little standoffs that they put that adds rigidity to the speaker terminals, you could put really heavy-duty cable back there with the big connectors on it. You don't have to go worry about the jacks falling off. Everything is gold-plated on the back. I mean, it's a beautifully constructed product. And what I want to do in the next video is show you all the bench test results, and we could kind of go over what that's all about, what that means, why this 80 watt number may not be as little as you think. And I also have a unique opportunity since it's in the Audioholics Smart House. We're here, boots on the ground. I'm going to be testing it with a variety of speakers. So I did some initial listening tests using a Paradigm Premier 800F speakers in an untreated room. We just set them up, we just plopped them down, and we cranked it up. And we were pretty blown away by the clarity that we were hearing. This sounds like a lot more power than 80 watts. It was driving these Paradigms like it was effortless. Just really good quality sound. I'm going to be bringing in some Bowers & Wilkins 704 S2s in here. And ultimately, what I want to do is I want to pair this product, this amplifier, with the Polk L800 SDA speakers, which, as you guys know, we recently reviewed, is a very special speaker at creating very large soundstage and basically a realistic surround sound effect out of two speakers. And ultimately, I want to put this in our 2-channel music room, and we're going to see how it performs under these various conditions. Now, the thing about the Polk speakers is they're a tougher load to drive. They're a low impedance load. That's why an amplifier like this really excels. Something that has a lot of current capability that could drive 4 ohm loads all day and not shut down, not, get too hot. Just to give you an example, normally when I run power sweeps on AV receivers, just doing a few power sweeps on them, they get really hot. And if you try to sustain for more than a couple of seconds, either the fans will turn on or the receiver will shut off just because of the thermal limit has been reached. I literally ran this amplifier continuously for a good 5 or 10 minutes at full rated power, and it got warm. It didn't get hot. There were no fans turning on. It just goes to show you that a product like this is meant to last. When something can dissipate that much heat and not get over to the point where you could cook an egg on it, that's a sign of longevity, and that's a sign of a big power supply, lots of heatsink area, lots of current drive capability. So I think that's all I want to cover right now on this product. Again, I want to mention the fact that it has a really good phono preamp section for moving coil and moving magnet, and we have measurements on that. So basically, with this integrated amplifier, you can have a really good phono section if you want to spin some vinyl. State-of-the-art DAC if you want to do just, whether it's Redbook playback or SACD, and a USB DAC so you can get all your lossless files through a computer and plug it in through here. Now, the only thing it's lacking, which I was kind of surprised, is the fact that it doesn't have the Denon HEOS music app built into it. But you could do third-party devices and connect it to it to do that function. So I think that's all I'm going to cover for this video. This is kind of just a teaser. We're going to go more in depth in future videos with the measurements and with the listening tests. Why don't you tell us what your favorite integrated amplifier is? I have to tell you guys, integrated amps tend to be some of my favorite products. And the difference between an integrated amp and a 2-channel receiver, people just say, oh, it's just a tuner, right? Well, yeah, that is true, but to the point where usually when you go with an integrated amp, they put more emphasis on the quality of the parts inside, and they try to give you more juice for the dollar. And that's why I really like integrated amps, because who uses an FM or AM tuner these days anyway? This product has it all for 2-channel lovers like myself and maybe like you. Why don't you tell me what your favorite integrated amplifier is? And if you're still spinning records, and if you're still into 2-channel, if that's your primary listening habit is 2-channel, I want to hear your comments down below. Don't forget about our Patreon channel at patreon.com/audioholics. You get direct access to me to answer questions, to suggest video topics. We also offer one-on-one consulting, and you can see the pop-up on the audioholics.com website to find out more information about that. And until next time, my friends, keep listening.